Welcome to Washington Defender Grassroots. I'm your host, Pastor Brian Noble, CEO of Family Policy Institute of Washington Action. I am so glad that you are here. Hey, we are going to dive into some tools that we have for you to help register your position on bills, and just want to encourage you to check these things out and to be involved in the public square. One of the greatest things that we can do as Christians is to allow our voice to be heard in Olympia. And so we do that by registering our position, testifying in committees, testifying in writing, or testifying remotely. And so there are some new resources out there that are updated resources, I should say, that will help you do this. So if you click on this little resource button over here, actually, let me share my screen. There we go. So if you click on share this resources over here and go to booklets, you can find right here how to look up a bill, register your position, testify in person, testify remotely, written testimony. And so you can check out those steps on how to do that there. But I'm going to show you those things practically right here on the website and the app as well. So want to encourage you that if you haven't downloaded the Washington Defender app, want to encourage you to download it today, and that's in your Apple App Store. It's Washington Defender app. And so download today in your Apple App Store or Google Play. It will help you to know when to register your positions on different bills. Now we're in short session. And so one of the things is that we have 60 days to let the elected officials know how we feel about these bills. And so they'll be in session for a short session there. So just go right into there. And also, if you want to do this on the web, you can go to FPIW Action, FPIW action.org. And so let me show you that one. There's that. So those are the two tools that we will be using today as we dive in. So a couple of things as we get started. First off, when we go into the app, your action alerts are under the activate button. It should open right up to this, take action, and there's your action alerts. Over here, when you come into the website, you just scroll down past that little video there, and there's your action alert button, and it takes you right to the webpage for action alerts. Now that is different than our bill library. These are bills that need us to take action on a timely manner. So let me give you a layout of these action alerts. The first thing is that action deadline is usually at the top, and this is actually clickable in the app. So the action deadline is 9:30 a.m. Monday. We're saying con, and this happens to be a gun rights bill. And so we want you to register con on that. Of course, you can read it and do whatever you feel is best for you and your family. But this is our recommendation. So on the app, if you click on these words, you are going to get more information and more details on the bill, and then also more options. So you can click here to register position. You can click here to testify in person, remotely, or in writing. So these are some bills coming up on Monday. Want to encourage you to register your position on it. Now, here's how you do this. So you're going to click register, and it's going to take you right over. And we're saying on this particular bill, con, this should take only a few seconds, especially if you have your autofill set up. You can autofill that in. It's going to ask me to put my phone number in there. So we're going to do that. I'm not a robot. Bada ding, bada boom, and you are done. I just registered my position on that bill. And so you can do that as well. And go back over to the app. There we go. And eventually we'll be adding our done button back. But for right now, we'll just do to mark it as done. On the website, it's very, very similar. You can click here to register your position and then register con. Of course, I'm not going to do this twice because I just did it on the app. I'm not a robot, submit registration. So you can do the very same thing. Now, some of you have been wanting to testify on these bills. So let me show you how to do that. If you want to testify on this gun rights bill, you would click on here in the app, and you're going to go click here to testify in person, remotely, or in writing. So you're going to click on there. On the website, you're going to click right here. And look, it takes you to the exact same page. And then you choose, I want to testify during the hearing, or I like to submit written testimony. I want to testify. So it takes you to the same spot. So here, if you want to testify during the hearing, you click in here, you make sure you have the correct bill that you're going to be testifying on. You register a position, and then you say whether you want to testify in person or remotely. And you click that and fill this out. And if you want to submit a written testimony, it's on both of them as well. So you can click here. We're back to the same place on both, and it's this bottom button. Okay. So you can click here. I like to testify remote written, and then you would put your text in here. Okay. The amount of information, or attach a file. So one of the things we encourage you is, remember, we always represent Jesus Christ as Christ followers. So think about your attitude, your words, your actions. In no place should we abandon what our biblical worldview is and how we treat others. We can be abundantly clear, like Jesus was abundantly clear, and yet not be rude. So think about how you're going to interact with those around you. So again, if you're just jumping on, I'm showing you that some bills came out on our action alerts. And if you go to FPIW Action, that's Family Policy Institute Washington Action.org, you are going to find the action alerts here. Okay. If you are opening up the Washington Defender app, you're going to open up, and it's going to come right at the top, action alerts. It's going to come to activate. Now, if you were in Learn, see how that goes away? You got to go back over to activate. Okay. And that is how you're going to find those bills. Now, the carousel, which is this thing, only holds so many. So if you want to see all the ones we're asking you to do, you're going to click view all. Okay. Click over here. I'm doing it on both tools that we have for you. And so you can see all the tools right here, Register Pro, Register Con. There's information there. Again, if you want more details, you can click on that button there, and it's going to take you in for more details. Now, FPIW and FPIW Action has 4 closed-handed items that we always know the answer to, and we have 26 open-handed items that have variances thereof. And what I mean by that is there could be some degrees of disagreement on the 26. So our 4 closed-handed items are life. Life begins at conception and it should end at natural death. Marriage. Marriage is biblical marriage between one man and one woman for life. Religious liberty, that we should have free speech and the ability to practice our religion without encumbrance from the government. And let's see, parental rights. And that one is that the parents are the primary guardian of the kids, not the government. And so those are our 4 closed-handed items, and the other ones are open-handed. If you want to see all of our positions, you can actually go to resources here on this little booklet, and you can type in or see the word issues up there on FPIW Action, and there's the 30 that we represent. So agriculture, addiction, mental health, elections, gun rights, all the rest. Okay. And you can read about those right here. So feel free to check those out if you feel like you want to research those a little bit more. It's just really important that we make sure that we're moving forward and we're doing it in such a way that we honor and glorify God. So a lot of bills have dropped, a lot of things have taken place, and want to encourage you to do that. So let me just go really quickly over our action alerts. We're hitting some pretty good numbers in the thousands, but we want to get up into the 10,000s regularly on all these bills. So share the app with people, share the website with people, and you can be a part. So if you're coming into, I have both of them open here, you're coming into the website, you're just going to scroll down past that little video, and it says action alerts. Okay, so there they are. And if you're coming into the app, you're going to scroll. It's right at the top, and you can click view all to see them all. So let's say like you're looking at one of them, you're like, hey, I want a little bit more information on this bill, SB 5735. I want to read for this bill myself. You can copy that and go over to our bill library. And this is going to give you some additional information. And the same thing is on the app. If you want to scroll down to the bill library, which is right here, you can do it here as well. So here we go. We have the information there. Bill summary. and that gives you a little bit more information. Now you're like, well, I want to see what they say about it in Olympia. I don't want to go through you guys. Then just go down here to this ledge.wa.gov button. There you go. And you're going to actually take the SB off, I believe. Well, maybe let's see if it works. I don't think it will. Yeah, it's not going to work. You got to go 5735. There you go. And you can go right into that. Same with on your phone. You can go here, and it's 5735. And you can hit search. Okay. So it'll take you right in. And this way you can see, it's in the Senate right now. It's in committee. It's right here. Next, it will go to the House. If it makes it to the House and the Senate, it will go on the floor. And these will, these will, or actually goes from committee to the floor of the Senate to the pass in chamber. Then it goes through this whole process. But if you want to see the bill, here is where the original bill is. And this is both on your phone and on our app. So in the app, what it's doing is, if you notice, when this switches up like that, it's taking you to an outside page as you go. But you can do these. All the quick links are there very quickly, ledge.wa.gov. And then over here, ledge.wa.gov. It'll take you right over to those areas. So if you want to research it yourself, feel free to do that. We are doing pretty well on our bills and our bill libraries and getting our positions heard. We're up in the hundreds and some of them even the thousands, but we want to get up to 10,000. So share with your friends. This is the time for us to tell our legislators how we feel about the legislation that they're working on. And what it does is, when you get pros and cons, then the legislator looks at that, and they can even see the people from your district and begin to decide if they want to support that bill or not. It's a way for us to communicate with our elected officials, whether they're in the House or the Senate. So let me show you another bill here. We'll go back to the bill library. We'll go back to the action alerts. And this one is a tax bill, 5872. So let's find this one over here. Senate Bill 5872. They should be in the same order. So 5936. Maybe we got a little bit out of order here, but let's see if I can find it. So there it is, 5872. And we're registering con on this. So if you want to do that, you can click on the little button, click to register. And if you have your autofill set up quickly, you can click that button, autofill. It fills in for you. It'll put your phone number. I'm not a robot. And within just a few seconds, you've registered your position. So that is how you can use the app to let people know in Olympia. Now, we'll put our done button. It's getting fixed. There were some coding issues, but for right now, just hit liked. So that way you can know that you've done that one successfully. But you can go through these. You have part of the weekend to do this. We'll be getting Mondays and Tuesdays up, I believe, and that you can be a part of what's happening in Olympia. Has anyone out there used the app or tried it out? Let me know. We'd love to hear your experiences. And then if you have any struggles, let us know as well. We want to make sure it's working well. So then let's say like you have a huddle, and people ask me, what is a huddle all about? So a lot of our strategic partners have huddles, a lot of different groups. Like this one's out of Colville, Save Our State, Washington. Nicole's in charge of that. So let's say, and I have a test huddle in here called Brian Test. So I don't interrupt someone else's huddle. That's how I use it. So let's say I want to ask people to download the app and join my huddle. And then I want them to take action on these items. So this gun right thing is pretty important to me. So I'm going to I'm going to hit share right here. And I'm going to type in Brian's Test. Let's see if we can spell my name. There it is. And I'm going to tell my huddle to take action. Okay. So that will then go out to my huddle. And when people go in there, they know which ones what we're doing as a team, as a group. So if I go over to the huddle, you're going to find that action alert right there. And we're looking for huddle leaders for every county, every state, every city, every school board, everything in the public square. And here it is, so that those huddle leaders can mobilize the grassroots in those areas. So it's shared in here. and action is asked to be taken. So you can do that by using the share button. Anything that's inside the app can be shared within a huddle. And that allows us to grow as a team, as a group, and to move forward. Huddle leaders also can build out their own action alerts, and eventually, huddle leaders will be able to do their own text messaging and push notifications to their own huddle. So if you want to form a team in your zip code, or form a team in your church, or form a team in your community, and we would be able to set that up for you. Now, how do you start a huddle? You got to call us, and we got to talk through it, because we want you to be aligned with us. So there's tons and tons and tons of different huddles in here. Now, it also, this becomes an information bank. So let's say if I want to see all the information about bills and different things that are scheduled on gun rights. Okay, I can search that, and you can see some videos that are going on about gun rights, some different articles that are going on about gun rights, and it will also tell you a little bit about how, what's happening with the different bills that are happening. Now, sometimes these bills are more in line with. Let's see what the title of this article is. Deadline Monday. That's a good point. I'm gonna have them put in the title, besides the picture, uh what actions. So you can do like action deadlines, you can search those things out. So that is a little bit about how huddles work. And again, let's say if you're in here and you're like, I want to get local news, I can go here, and I'm going to show you this here, state news, and the center squares in here. We have information from FPIW in here on the state budgets. Brandy Cruz. If I want to share Brandy's show inside of my huddle, I can do that, and share that. And so that will go right into my huddle. Um, Now, if I want to learn about some national news from Breaking Point, Carrie Abbott show, TV, all these things. Now I'm going to show you when this flips over like that. You saw that go. Whoosh, that means we went outside the app. You can't share anything outside of the app. That's why we want to get more and more people inside the app to share these different things. Okay, so let's say you also want to grow spiritually, and you're like, man, my group needs a Bible verse for the day. So you could go in here and share a devotional with your group. Let's say if you want to use, Tony Perkins has a great devotional, and you can share that within your app by just clicking share, and this is stand on the word, and you want to share that inside of your huddle. Great word. So now that will be in there. So there's two things I've shared in there that okay. So if I go to my huddle now, you're going to find under Brian's test, you are going to find, you should find Brandy Cruz post, and there's Tony Perkins. So now my huddle needs to do that. So a lot of things that you can do within the app. Again, we're doing action alert today, breaking news, you might say, that these are right here so that you can begin to fill those out and get those going. So there's quite a few of them up and ready for Monday morning hearings. Love for you to be involved. And, if you get that autofill set up, if you don't know how, here's a video you can watch and get it set up. And it helps. It really does help us do this quickly and effectively. So I hope that helps. Wanted to jump on, let you know that there's some new bills up in our action alerts, and you can check them out. Remember, we have 4 closed-handed items and there are 26 open-handed items. And so if you don't agree on one of our 26 open-handed ones, it's perfectly okay. You can register your position on the opposite. We're not part of the uniformity party or the progressive leftist party. We really are people who believe in free thinking and value the differences of thought between each other. So anyways, I don't know if there's any questions. If you have any, put them in the comments. Otherwise, that's all I think I wanted to share with you today. I hope that helps. You get a little bit more familiar with the app, and also There's just so much information in here that really can help you out. So, any questions? If not, I'll sign off. We'll keep it kind of short. God bless you and have a great day.
You love our beautiful state, but does fighting for issues that most affect families ever feel like you're climbing alone? It can feel like an uphill climb in a hostile environment that champions causes detrimental to Washington families. Again and again, the summit feels out of reach, but you don't have to climb alone. With like-minded people fighting for Washington families by your side, the journey becomes not just possible, but powerful. The Defender app, brought to you by the Family Policy Institute of Washington, connects you with your team for the climb ahead. Connect with conservatives who care about issues affecting families in your specific county and across our state in order to make our voices be heard locally and in Olympia. Simply click Learn to stay informed about the latest news affecting families. With one click, press Huddle to team up with other conservative minds in your specific county who care about how these issues affect you in your unique community. Then simply press Activate to get involved and to make your voice heard on legislation that matters in Olympia. With the Washington Defender app, you won't face the fight alone. Together, we can make a difference for families in Washington. Download the Washington Defender app today, a simple way to let your voice be heard.